Alright guys, welcome back as we get into game number 4. In just a second between Rain versus Jjakji. If you're only just joining us now, the Protoss currently stands 2 games up against 1 as Jjakji recomposed himself and was able to take the previous map.
Yeah, but I feel like this was more Rain's loss rather than Jjakji's victory. As good as he played, that blink up the ramp without vision of where the army was, or maybe he saw and he's like, you know what? Just gonna throw a game for fun because that's the only way I can lose. That was very weird. You don't usually blink like this into your opponent's army. You blink a little bit away from it, then you time warp it, and you use the blink to basically make it a durable fight for the Stalkers. Because if they fight head-on without blink, obviously it's not gonna go well. So a little bit surprised with how that went here. And Rain, this was a misstep now. He definitely can do better than that, but easy going to. On Yonsu, again, another good blink map. I'm actually surprised. It really feels like right now all maps are good for blink.
Yeah, I think so. And, well, with this on the way now, the countdown has begun. Jjakji looking to tie up the series here and keep his hopes alive. It's really important that, you know, as much as he has qualified for Katowice, and that's fantastic for him, still, you don't want to drop out here in the round of 8. The prize money starts ramping up nicely here. They've already bagged themselves $1,000 each, but you don't want to go away home with that. You want the big prizes as we now get into game number 4 here. Let's get on with it. Spawning up to the top right-hand corner as our red Protoss, representing SK Telecom T1, it is Rain. And down to the bottom left, we have our blue Terran, representing my insanity, it's Jjakji.
I love this music.
It's good, man.
4GG got proxied for Valentine's Day.
Yes.
Is Jjakji gonna get Protoss on his birthday? Because it is his birthday today.
It is. He goes 19.
No, 20 actually.
Oh, like so Korean ages? Or...
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
Or no, actually somebody made a mistake at math.
Uh-oh. Let's not do this on air, Todd. Let's just shy away from this as quickly as possible. The long story short is, it's his birthday. So, happy birthday to Jjakji. But maybe not so happy birthday if Rain decides to actually demolish him. We'll see as we now...
Maybe that's what last game was.
It was a birthday present? Aww. How kind of Rain. I didn't know he had a soul. But anyway, for now, Rain, he's a destroyer of nerds, man. He doesn't care. He is a stone-cold killer. That's how Rain stands as a Protoss champion in the past.
We didn't have a gas on 12 here, so not going to be opening with a Reaper early on. And Rain's going for an early scout on this map. He wants to know if he's up against a quick gas opener, which in this case is a gas on 15. It's weird that Rain also places the second pylon the way he does. You lose a bit of money doing that, but I guess you make sure there's no proxy there, and later on it can help spot Medivacs or anything flying this way.
How often?
A factory, sometimes, out of nowhere.
It like flies in, it's like, why are you making Widow Mines in my base? But anyway, yeah. Is there any chances that Rain would like to go for a Stargate opener? Is that something that he's done in the past, or...?
Sometimes. It really depends on the map and situation. But yeah, again, every time you see a pylon there, you think Stargate, don't you?
I do. I really do. I like it. It's a cool thing.
Now it seems unlikely, at least early on, since he didn't get the second gas. When you go for a one gas Nexus, you don't follow it up very often with a Stargate. I don't think it's nearly as good.
And also, Jjakji in general could be a little bit on edge if he was able to get a little bit of a further scout off and not see that pylon. Because normally as a Terran, you would go in there, a nice attempt at a block, but it doesn't get it in the end. You go in there and you oftentimes count pylons, but if you don't see that one down at the bottom right, then you're like, oh, wait a minute, what's going on? But
this actually would have been a quite big deal if he had blocked this with an eBay.
Yeah.
Because there was no Zealots, and the Mothership Core, well, takes quite some time for it to clear an engineering bay, as we saw earlier. Which Rain actually does not seem to mind all that often, even when it happens, and he has a Zealot and a Stalker. But in the previous game, that was the case, I believe, right?
Yeah.
He had the double gas, and then he was forced to make units, and his Nexus was greatly delayed, which in the end kind of snowballed into that very, very late Stalker timing that he hit, when Steam was already finished, when there was almost Medivacs. So imagine, man, one eBay block, you win the game. Your opponent blinks into you. That's cause and effect in action for you.
One eBay to rule them all, man. Jjakji loves it. And there's the Robo facility going down at the back of the mineral line here. So this is already lining up to look pretty similar to Habitation Station as he's placing those buildings in just the right locations that he would like. But look at this Jjakji, always very defensively minded, on edge, making sure that there's nothing crazy going on the perimeter anywhere near his bases. He scouted almost every location out near his main and natural.
And with a factory here and a starport going up, this is definitely going to be some Widow Mine drop with possibly some marine attack as well, which could do very well. As much as... oh, never mind. He made the Robo plus the Forge. This is not going to do anything.
Yes,
and
that's a lot of detection.
Rain is going back to his standard strategy here, to what he's best at, and he had such a convincing win with it in the first game. But then again, we explained how important it was for him to pressure that goal base. If this time Jjakji was to take a regular third base, which he's going to have no choice since there is no goal base, this could be a completely different game than we saw on Habitation Station, which was actually quite one-sided if you think about it.
Or the SCV gets struck down before he could actually even get and see any information that he would desire. But as we've already said, you know, those observers, they're going to place themselves out nicely. He's going to send the first one over there to get some good intel on what his opponent's doing. And then from that point on, just place them around the perimeter so he's not taking any damage from drops.
10 workers ahead right now for Rain, doing a very good job of chrono boosting out those probes. And one of the things that I like the most in this build is that he gets 3 Stalkers as Warp Gate finishes. So that means if he's attacked by, say, like a couple Marines, even 8 or 10, he's going to be okay. And even against the drop that's coming his way, Stalker's really going to help as well. Sometimes they do a 2 Widow Mine drop in the main and they attack with a bunch of Marines in the expansion.
There's nothing in this. This is weird.
It's the
scouting medevac.
That's the birthday bluff right here.
The birthday bluff. All right, well, I guess that worked, I think. I don't know. He's like, wait a minute, I forgot to pick up things.
I think he forgot. He's going back now.
Oh, Jjakji. Oh, all right. Well, yeah, he like boosted back. He's like, wait a minute. But okay, so the Robo Bay's been added on for Rain. He's just...
I think Rain didn't even see it.
No, I don't think he did.
This could have been such a good idea.
Yeah.
Actually, no.
No, it's one of those mind games that people have alluded to in the past that just doesn't really do anything.
Rain's playing this the exact same way as he did on Habitation Station here. Twilight was made shortly after the Robo Bay. First Colossus is going to start now. And behind this, he starts Blink very quickly. He delays his thermal lens a lot, just because you don't need it early on. You just need to get that first Colossus to make sure you don't die to 20 Marines, which actually are right in front of his base. Right now. Oh, he needs the photon overcharge on the natural.
And unfortunately for him, his Mothership Core was actually right at the main.
It's too far.
Yeah, it was at the main photon overcharging there. So this was a great move here by Jjakji, who's getting a lot of work done. That one Colossus is being chrono boosted out, but it's just not out in time. Unfortunately, Jjakji hit at the perfect time against Rain there.
Yeah, he's going to evacuate, but he's going to get chased down by those Stalkers. This is what I was talking about. Rain, he should warp in 1 or 2 additional Stalkers to really be able to kill those down, but no, he chooses not to chase for now.
Great double-pronged assault here by Jjakji, who decides to pick straight on up on those Widow Mines and bring those out of there. He doesn't want to be sacrificing 3 units, and that medevac's so low that evacuating those Widow Mines out will be very, very difficult indeed.
All right, I thought our observer for this match was Funka, but apparently we have 5 observers on the map right now for Rain, so he definitely wants to be able to see as much as possible, and he does. He does see a lot.
Will Rain see more than Funka is the question you're asking, basically. And I think he might.
Yeah, right now he definitely does. And we've seen Rain before being very, very good with those, spotting everything on Habitation Station. Remember actually that Teja versus Rain series where Teja killed like 20 observers in a row?
Yes.
And he won 3-0.
Yeah.
So this is definitely one of the ways you can beat Rain if you're able to prevent him from seeing everything. But in this case, with that quite late third command center, there's not going to be all that many scans.
Big pickup, big pickup for medevacs as they do get spotted by double observer bros and even the third one. Well, yeah. So does the fourth get a look in? No. For now though, Jjakji's just going to sit around here. This has been spotted, so Rain has a little bit of time to prepare now that he's not being as proactive about pushing on forwards.
Rain really is taking this scouting thing with the observers to the next level, man.
Yeah.
He can see basically half of the map. This is not a very big map. If you know what's coming your way, you're definitely going to be able to defend better. Blink's almost finished. Rain's going to be 1-1 in a sec. Scan goes down, and Jjakji should be able to realize that right now, no pressure can work. So his goal should be focusing towards preventing Rain from taking a third for as long as possible while he sets up his own third. And by the way, second starport on the way and additional barracks. No armory, no Ghost Academy. Jjakji could very well go for a timing with SCVs here.
Jjakji has read into what his opponent's doing. After that first game, he actually watched the replay, and that's why there was a little bit of a delay getting into game number 2. He's analyzed and looked at the building positioning of everything that's going on here, and has to know that this is very similar to game number 1. So he's changing things up. I love this from Jjakji.
Well, so far.
Yeah, so far.
Let's not get ahead of ourselves here.
Well, okay, I say that, and then loses a medevac, so... but he's still doing well.
The third base is going to be delayed because there was a Widow Mine there.
Yeah.
And Rain was about to start it, but the Widow Mine saying, no, not yet.
And Jjakji's third base is well and truly now underway, so this is good. He even brought a little SCV out here to repair
Ghost
this
Academy is
factory.
going down, but no armory. Do you think he goes for a few ghosts like Flash? We've seen actually it was actually on this map, I think, too. In one of Flash's matches, which he won, even though I thought he was a little bit behind, and the Protoss army looked very scary. He got a few ghosts, he pulled SCVs, he went for it, and he was able to win. With no armory on the way here, Jjakji is not going to be able to start his +2 attack upgrade.
Oh, there's no committal to gases on the third base just yet here for Jjakji, so we could see something like that happen. He's going to get a lot of Vikings out very, very fast. That's for damn sure. And that's going to provide great firepower. Right now, it's 9 Vikings against 4 Colossi. Just mixes a few more in and 1 or 2 more rounds, he could quite happily go.
You know, Rain, as much as he's aware that basically nothing crosses his half of the map without him knowing it, he knows there's a third base as well. He has no idea that there's no more upgrades coming from the Terran, which is basically a huge tell in what he might do and what you need to do to counter this. Rain right now definitely needs to not be making probes. He needs to get as much army out as possible and prepare for this upcoming attack. Some cannons in some good positions will help. He's going to need great positioning, great micro, and it's actually going to be quite difficult. If this hits before, right before 2-2...
Yeah, right before 2-2.
Right before 2-2, this is going to be so hard to hold. The army supply right now, 101 for Rain, 113 for Jjakji.
This is a great opportunity. A great opportunity here for Jjakji, who is now ramping it up. 12 Vikings are out on the field, and there's 3 more in production that are just about to pop, but he's gonna go. He drops the scan, denying the observers, but there's a Zealot on the high ground that still sees all of this anyway, so Rain's gonna try and prepare himself as best as possible. It's gonna be difficult, though. That's a lot of firepower that we're seeing. Double time up preemptively. The Vikings fly on forwards. He's trying to keep those Colossi alive. Can he kill the Vikings quickly enough against these Colossi? Just one of them is at the back, really not doing any damage at all. The SCVs move on forwards here for Jjakji. This is a great opportunity for him to be able to equalize things up, and 2-2 is still not done here for Rain, who is plummeting in terms of army supply. The probes are coming down here to try and help out. Rain knows he's in trouble. Jjakji, I can't believe it. He's going to be able to tie this up 2-2 if he's able to get these Colossi and just turn around and kill off all these probes. What a play here by Jjakji. What a timing.
And actually, we have a situation right now, post-fight, 45 probes to 36 SCV, so Jjakji, he has to go for a follow-up attack here. Charge gonna complete, 2-2 finish during the fight. Rain did not even cancel that. He didn't think he needed to, he didn't have enough gateways to make units anyway, and right now Rain, he knows that he might have done it. I think he's held, and I think he's in a good position. Jjakji, if he does not end the game right now or do more damage, this is gonna be it. Because Rain's catching up on the army supply. 47 to 63, he has a Colossus. We don't have Vikings except for 2 right now out on the map.
You're right.
Which is very, very low against that one angry Colossus. A second one comes out.
Yeah, I was a little bit overzealous in my predictions there during that engagement. This could just quite happily swing towards Rain's favor unless Jjakji takes some kind of initiative right now. Rain's buying himself time. There's no Vikings right now to contest this double Colossus that we're seeing out from Rain here.
And this engagement was beautiful by Rain, by the way. Placing his Stalker, starting to snipe the Vikings before the fight even started.
The Vikings could have come in from the left-hand side and been a bit more defended during all of that, though.
He didn't know about the exact position, too. It's easy to say as we see everything, but man, that micro by Rain to snipe all of those Vikings so quickly and having the Colossus still left alive, it really won him that fight and basically the holds and maybe the game. But Jjakji's still ahead on supply. He's going to go for a big drop, which... This is not going to be spotted.
Yeah, he only has one observer. Because he only has one observer. During this game, he's killed off so many of them, but he's positioning himself in such a way, to try and shut this down. But he's going to try and drop it anyway. That's a lot of Zealots as well as these Stalkers to try and hold on. There is 2-2 finish for these Zealots, so they're not dying off that quickly. But at the same time, Jjakji on the left-hand side.
Yes.
has to pull on away.
Actually, he was
sees
going
his
to go
opponent's
for it,
army.
but he has no medivacs to escape if he gets
Yeah.
caught, which was going to be the case. So great defense. How did Rain know? He didn't have any observer. He's actually lost all of his observers except for one,
Yeah.
which is in the Terran base. That's... He went from like seeing the entire map to basically seeing his opponent's face, which
He's
is the last
basically
thing he needs
just-
to see right now.
He's just looking into his opponent's mind. It's like, if I was Jjakji in this position, what would I do?
I would all in and pull more SCVs apparently, because
Apparently.
that's what's about to happen.
Here we go, round number 2 as Jjakji looks to kill off Rain right here, right now. 3 Colossi against 11. That's a good number here for Jjakji. A very good number, as long as he's able to get the right engagement. And there's not that many Stalkers. They're not going to be able to kill off those Vikings quickly enough before those Colossus end up dying off. First one falls, second one will end up being pushed back, as will the third. That leaves a lot of this ground army here for Rain vulnerable, whilst Jjakji claims that location.
Huge mistake here by Rain to go up that ramp, to engage into his opponent. He had the force fields, he had a lot of Colossi, but they took so much damage. And even though Jjakji's is only 1-1 on upgrades, this was ideal.
And those Vikings, once that last Colossus falls, he did get another one reinforcing out there, but there's just not enough gateway units. The probes come off the line once again. There's only one medevac to help this bio out, but it really doesn't matter here as long as he hunts down the Colossi. Technically, all the Vikings died off, so it's so close. Rain just refuses to die, but he's lost so many probes during all of this. But wait a minute. I keep forgetting the fact that he keeps bringing all his SCVs
Look at the
with
worker
him.
counts.
Yeah, I keep forgetting this. So
Yeah, but so many probes died too. This is actually... They should have similar income if mules were being used at
Rain's
this point.
income's good. Rain's income's good. Compared, I mean, relative to what we're seeing from Jjakji, this is bizarre. It's blow for blow, and Rain keeps realizing that if he doesn't pull these probes, he's going to die.
Yes.
And he has to do it, and he knows he's still kind of equal, and he's still kind of in this.
Okay, the thing is, in the 2 previous fights, Jjakji had a bunch of ghosts to really help against this. But now, with this economy that he has, 19 SCVs, he's not making SCVs anymore. He's not going to be able to get any more ghosts out to really help against this huge mass of Zealots and this one Archon. And I think this Rain has suddenly pulled quite far ahead. For Jjakji, it's going to be almost impossible to make this work now.
Yesterday, we said that Classic refuses to die, but look at Rain, man. He is defensive Protoss to the max. He refuses to go down. Even here in a map that technically he has one in hand, he just wants to power on through to that round of 4. The upgrades are in his favor, and this is going to... He sees this army still.
That observer is so intimidating. It follows the army everywhere. It's like... It's even annoying me as an observer right now.
Well, he sees the load up, so he knows exactly where to position himself in terms of this. He should probably try and double back on himself. Is he going to... Oh... Oh, God, you're so smart, Jjakji. You are so smart. He knew that observer was following the whole time. Oh... I
turns to the left,
chills.
and the army of Rain is actually... He's sending a lot of units to the main.
Exactly.
He has a small portion of his army on the left-hand side. He might be able to realize this is going to be caught out of position.
I just got chills. Jjakji, he's moving on forwards and splitting up this army so perfectly. This was a great move by him, but at the same time, he has to micro on back against these Zealots that are still not dying because they have the superior upgrades.
Yeah.
Income still slightly in favor of Rain. The mules aren't currently active, 26 workers to 18, but there's one Zealot down to the bottom right for
Yeah.
Rain trying to shut this down.
And having the 2 sentries there actually was a big deal here, because the Guardian Shield really helped in saving those units for a long time. 2 ghosts were made somehow by Jjakji, and this is going to be...
He had a little
last fight.
gas. Those 2 EMPs actually land over a lot of this army, but can he do the damage necessary? The Zealots are tanking quite a lot. The Stalkers at the back, holding on strong. Army supplies right now, 47 to 46. So damn close. Jjakji trying to push on. A lot of his army supplies in medevacs. It's keeping these Marauders alive. He catches another Archon. It's down to the wire.
I think there is too much by Rain. He's reinforcing. He's actually warping in a sentry. What are you doing? You don't need sentries in this fight. You need more Zealots.
Yeah, I mean, even if he does that, he can't get Guardian Shield right now. It's going to take a little bit of time.
Sacrificial probes.
Another birthday gift, I guess, but another force field will try and hold him strong at this. He's going to blink forwards, try and bring down some of these medevacs. He gets one of them. There's really not that much firepower for either side. It's such an intense battle between these small compositions of units.
Yeah, and those medivacs are getting very low on energy here. They're not even healing anymore. The Observer's still following the army.
This is all he's going to have. Hero Zealot down to the bottom right-hand corner, shot an entire base down. He kills off a command center, for Christ's sake, as those Zealots, once again, tanking so much the upgrades, all all this past 10 minutes have made such a big difference in these engagements that Jjakji could have probably won otherwise. And there we go, GG. Oh my, Rain is able to take game number 4 after one of the most impressive holds we've seen from Protoss in God knows how long. Wow.
I think a lot of Protosses actually would have been crushed. In that big attack that Jjakji went for, it was so strong. He was preparing for it the entire game. He got a few ghost outs, he had his ideal Viking count 11. He goes for it and Rain just places his army perfectly. And also I think one important thing to note, the double time warp was so smart because this forced the ghost from using some spells before, from being out of position, from taking such a long time to reaching the core of the army of the Protoss to EMP it. And then the Vikings swinged in. He's like, I need to start sniping your Colossi right now. And after that sick holes, I thought that Rain was quite far ahead, but Jjakji put one hell of a fight. Wave after wave of armies. But Rain is... How do you kill this guy?
I don't know.
If he does not blink his stalkers into your entire army, it's going to be hard.
It's not even as if Jjakji was making huge amount of mistakes in that game either. Where the observer, he knew it was following, he double takes back, he tries to separate up that army. It just wasn't enough. And guys, that's going to do it from us here at the caster's desk. Let's hear from the winner. Advancing on to the round of 4, SK Telecom T1's Rain.
Rain, congratulations. Fabulous match. We've watched you over the last few days just absolutely destroying players. First map that you've dropped in the competition today was to Jjakji. I don't want to be mean to him, but it's his birthday today. Was that a free birthday gift?
처음으로 이제 작지 선수를 상대하면서 맵 하나를 졌는데 최종적으로는 다 이겨가지고 짝지가 오늘 생일인데 생일 선물로 이겨줬는지.
네, 오늘 지훈이가 생일인 거 알았는데 한국에서 생일빵이라는 게 어디 있어요, 문화가. 그래서 오늘 그냥 생일빵 날려줬다고 생각하고 근데 다음에 테란이라서 이번에 좀 빌드를 여러 가지를 많이 써가지고 다음 테란 상대하기가 좀 걱정돼요.
Well, I knew that he has birthday today, and there's a custom in Korea to punch the birthday kid. So I did it, and other than that, I have to face another Terran, and I think I used a lot of builders in this match, and I'm afraid to face another Terran.
Interesting. Okay, I was going to ask you about that because your PVT is really, really good right now. I think that may be the first map you've dropped in about 6 months against Terrans. And in terms of, you've got another Terran to play. Is Polt a very different Terran for you to play against rather than Jjakji? More inventive, perhaps?
이제 걱정이 되신다 그랬는데 그럼 다음 상대 폴트 선수는 좀 짝지랑 비교한다면 뭐가 다를 것 같은가요?
우선 둘 다 거의 잘한다고 생각하기 때문에 둘 다 스타일은 잘 모르겠는데 많이 게임을 안 봐서 그냥 폴트 선수는 좀 운영형 후반 지향적이어서 저희 팀인 도우 형이 졌기 때문에 꼭 복수를 하고 싶어요.
Well, to be honest, I don't know that much of their styles, Jjakji and Polt, but I think Polt is more of a macro player going into late game, and I just want to revenge my teammate, so look forward to it.
Okay, is there anything that you can learn from Classic playing him earlier on? Have you spoken with Classic about the game?
복수를 하신다 그랬는데 그러면 팀원이랑 벌써 좀 얘기를 했나요?
아직 얘기 안 해봤고 지금 가서 해봐야 될 것 같아요.
No, I didn't speak to him yet, but I'll go after this interview.
Okay, good. Someone asked me backstage, actually, can you ask Rain if he's a robot? Because it seems like you're impossible to beat right now.
팬들 중에서 이제 레인 선수가 너무 기계처럼 그냥 막 다 이겨버리니까 로봇이냐고 물어보는 사람이 있던데 한마디 해주시죠.
프로토스를 하려면 좀 기계가 돼야 되는 것 같아요. 기계처럼 해야지 꼭 이길 수 있는 게 프로토스인 것 같아요. 실수를 하나도 하면 안 되는 것 같아요.
I think when you play Protoss, you have to be a robot because you can't afford to do any mistakes, and that's why I play like that.
Okay, thank you. Thank you very much to Rain. Rain is our second player through to the semi-finals. He'll play CM Storm Polt in the next round, and you heard it from the horse's mouth. Rain is officially a robot.
Hey guys, welcome to the analysis disc for this sick TVP that we just saw. As we could see, Rain once again showing off his great observer placement and defending all the drops in the first game. After that, he did go for some blink plays, and we also saw Jjakji play a lot of 3 barracks openings, which is kind of interesting to note because Polt also was playing a lot of 3 barracks play. So Rain definitely got some good warm-up for Polt style later on. And the thing I wanted to point out was like some of the sickest StarCraft moves we've probably seen today. It starts off with a crazy SEV pool, which is a really effective way to play against Protoss who does not have Storm. But Rain starts the fight off by throwing down some time warps, and then he shows off some really sick micros. So let's start the fight. Here the Vikings come in, he immediately blinks forward, and then he pulls back the Colossus really far, so he has a lot of time to kill all these Vikings very efficiently. Then he puts down some force fields, which means the Zealots don't really get the greatest surface area, but also none of the Marauders can go forward and take out the Colossus. So in the end, this is like this super even trade, and they both end up in a crazy low economy position. And after that, the next 8 minutes are some of the craziest StarCraft that I've seen. The micro just continues, and Rain ends up barely holding. After this, Jjakji has like, 17 workers. He just keeps attacking. All the observers end up dying, and there's like no map control for Rain at all. Some of the really sick moves that we saw was that Jjakji loading up those medevacs and then faking, and actually faking a drop a little bit later on. And here's just still trying to attack everywhere because he knows he's on a timer. Rain 2-2 upgrades, did forget his charge upgrade, which was I think a mistake because I even saw him chrono boost his Twilight at a few points. But yeah, here, this was a bit of a mistake by Rain moving forward here, losing his Colossus, and this is where Jjakji felt like he was actually going to win. But Rain does end up pulling back, and then holds once again at the natural. There's just so much action for like the last 10 minutes of this game, non-stop. Probes being pulled. Once again, Rain takes a huge economic deficit, but he hangs on. And Jjakji is running out of steam. Only 19 Harvesters left for Jjakji and 26 for Rain. I do believe the move, yeah, here. He loads up the medevacs, then he comes back around, and Rain, he did see a medevac, but he still sends a ton of units to his main base. And right after that, Jjakji goes for a big push on the 3rd base, but there's 2 Immortals there, and those do a lot of damage, and especially the upgrades. 2-2 against 1-1, giving Rain a fighting chance in this game, and eventually leading to his victory. Still very close. But yeah, that was my analysis for this game. Thank you very much for watching. And let's throw it over to Paul.
Thank you very much, Rhett. Yeah, I think you nearly forgot my name then. Right, we're going to do some social media right now. I know that you guys have been missing Hubner, and I was hoping that he might come down for a cameo, but apparently I'm more handsome and therefore I have to take over his job, so no Hubner today. We do have some social media for you in the form of, we'd love to know how you're watching IEM. So if you want to tweet on the hashtag #IEM, just tweet, this is how I IEM. This is how I hashtag IEM. And send us your best pictures. Show us your setup. Show us the big TVs that you're watching IEM on today. I know that Rotterdam is out there busy watching his team right now in football, but alongside he's got the IEM on, that's for sure. So show us your best ones, and we might share a few of those pictures a little bit later on in the show. We've also got some polls on Facebook right now, so facebook.com/IEM. I'm going to show you how to vote on the polls. Very straightforward as well. So let's jump into Facebook right now. On the Facebook page itself, if you've liked the page, fantastic. If you haven't, like the page first and you'll be given access to the polls. It's a big old box down here. Click on the poll box, you'll wait a few seconds, and the poll will load for the next match. Our next one is Patience versus Jadong. Can the Zerg stay in the competition? Who will win? And simply click on Patience or Jadong and click the vote button. It's as easy as 1, 2, 3. That's it from the social media desk right now. We're going to take a quick break. When we come back, though, we'll do the second half of the quarterfinals. Match number 3 is with the Zerg.